Yo, it is good, yo. It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, we are going to be reacting to DBG ranking the best players in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now, this is a long video, so hey, get whatever you have to, popcorn out. Hey, whatever you have to if you want to watch this while playing the game. Do whatever you got to, man. But hey, I'm sure we're gonna have some a good time because I'm gonna disagree with a lot of what DBG has to say. But massive shout out to my guy DBG, and if you are new to my channel and have not yet, please consider smashing that subscribe button as we are on the road to 80,000 subscribers.
First up, unfortunately, a guy who's not quite in the best 10 is Nick Batum.
Not even close.
I am a huge fan.
I like Nick Batum.
You're not
I really do.
Many people
I do like
this
Nick
game
Batum
that are going to be bigger fans of Nick Batum than me.
I mean, he's on my nobody spent squad.
Massive fan.
I like Rocco though too.
Card. I think he does everything well. Obviously, his pink diamond is better than his diamond. He handles the ball. He is one of my main men. I just don't quite think he.
It's not even close to the best 10. Probably 30.
Pretty close.
But he is really good.
Genuinely close.
Really good. I don't mind A tier for Batum.
Rocco. And like
this is crazy if you put him in C tier.
Rocco's so good.
This is crazy if you put him in C tier.
I'm putting Rocco in C.
This is crazy. This is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. How you're gonna tell me Nicholas Batum is 2 tiers ahead of Rocco? Is he even better? At least put him in B tier. This is crazy. This is literally crazy.
Because he isn't in my team anymore. And there are a lot of not exceptional players that are in my team.
This is crazy.
So, I don't mean not exceptional, like not particularly expensive players, like not seen as god tier players that are in my team. So I'm gonna.
I dare you to put anybody crazy ahead of Rocco.
However, if you want to put him into a higher tier, I would understand. I don't think you're gonna really put him lower than C.
You're making him a C tier because you want to make me mad. Because it's that simple. That's crazy.
Spectacular. I'm not. Like, there's no point.
That is terrible, DBG.
Not spectacular.
That is terrible.
All right, let's. He's easily one of the better amethysts in the game. Evo, non-Evo, he's still in.
So why C tier? I don't understand. You're that high on Batum? English stinks.
As far as cards in this list go, I mean, maybe F tier, maybe worthless tier.
I guess there are a lot of tiers down there, but C tier for Covington, I don't know.
Now,
he is good. Covington
might get moved down to worthless, but for now, the guy is in F tier.
Alex English is not very good though.
Absolutely sucks. He absolutely sucks, lads.
Allen Houston's not that good either. Is he in, like,
funnily enough,
C or D?
Funnily enough, like, you could probably argue that he wasn't as bad as people expected him to be, because people expected him to be like
Alex English,
and he's not quite that. But
he's pretty bad, guys.
No, he's not.
I don't know about worthless.
He's most definitely not a good player. Houston.
Okay.
C.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I mean,
you know what? I'm okay with that. Batum, I probably wouldn't have an A tier then. Like, if you're gonna put those guys in C tier, I probably have Batum at B tier. But I see what you're doing.
I'm not even joking with that. Like,
I see what you're doing, and I can't really argue what you're doing.
One thing on the floor and it's hit shots. So yeah,
I can't really argue that at all.
I'm gonna put Allen Houston into C tier. Iverson, at this stage in the game, Iverson's D. Iverson was really good when he came out, though.
I mean, you can still use Iverson if you're a cheese ball.
The best Iverson
right?
ever been.
If you're a cheese ball, you can still use him. We got John Wall, we got Penny Hardaway, we got all these other point guards.
Allen Iverson,
AI cannot play anymore,
especially early on in the year.
Yeah, even a month ago, he was good.
Easily one of the top 10 or so cards in the game. There was a reason why pretty much everyone who
I never used AI, but
who wanted everyone who really wanted like a point guard to score had Iverson in their team when he got
I never
Amari.
used Iverson, but like, why did they give us Amari as a domination reward? Can we talk about that?
Moved down. I'm not a fan at all.
Why did we get him as a domination reward? He is terrible.
Terrible. I don't think he's good.
He is terrible. I don't care.
I think good.
And Josh Smith's better than him, so I don't know what we're talking about here.
So
he's not good.
Average.
Amari is not good.
He is just so freaking average that I think it's hard again to argue this guy is anything more than E.
Yeah, Amari's not good.
S. Best 10.
I agree.
I still think he's
I
probably the
definitely
best
agree.
all-mall defender in the game.
I do think Andre Kirilenko is going to play for me in 250K, so best 10 has to be, right?
I think he
he objectively
overall
has to be.
a fantastic player. I think
He got a good release. I maybe would like him to handle the ball a little bit better, but I mean,
if you are trying to compare somebody to an Andre Kirilenko, I don't think there's any, like, I like base 29. I think his defense
I like
is
base
that
29
elite.
too. I mean, with Paul George though, I don't know.
Really is that elite that
I just think it's tough right now.
he's kind of a must buy for almost everybody. And yeah,
but he's undoubtedly good. AK is
massive
undoubtedly really good.
I really am a massive fan of him. Andre Miller.
Never used him.
F. I mean, he's not awful.
Never used him, so I can't
he's
really
by no
say.
means worthless. He can't dunk or shoot though.
I mean, he can't shoot,
Which,
so I mean, what are we doing?
Not gonna lie.
I came up against an Andre
lie,
Miller,
that's
I
a
think,
problem.
but I've never used
Not
him,
being
so I don't
able
know.
to dunk or shoot is not good.
Yeah,
He's not
it's a
good
little bit of a
at all
problem, I
times.
think.
So,
I think it's a
For me,
little bit of a problem.
he's gotta be down one of these lower tiers. Then we have got Wiggins. So Wiggins, at this stage of the game, Wiggins is F.
When Wiggins came out, though, he was not bad. Like, you wanted to get Wiggins,
What has Wiggins had his
but
time?
anymore, like, it's like, I came up,
Wiggins good
he's
now?
just not good anymore.
Not one bit. Wiggins is not good at all right now.
Yeah, he's not. And that is, it's
there
that
are
simple.
Players you can get in this game for significantly cheaper that are significantly better than Andrew Wiggins.
So true.
So yeah, he's gonna be down here in F tier. Jameson D.
I see a lot of these lower tiers going to get filled up pretty quickly. I think you might have to move some people up.
Solid though, isn't he?
Like, Jameson's okay. I mean, if you're putting him in D tier, I mean,
there are good things. There are bad
Covington's
things
better than him. Covington's no doubt better than Jameson. So I mean, that's the problem, right? If you're going to put Cov in C tier, everybody else has to be skewed down. I mean,
he's like
just the way it is.
Yeah, I think D is fair. I think D is completely fair for him. AD. I don't like AD. I'm gonna put him A. I
think A is right though. I mean, I think that's where I'd put him.
Like, some people are big fans of this card and swear by him still to this day. Yeah, I'm not one of those people.
I mean, I like AD. Swear by him, no.
I
mean, I do like him though. I'm a big AD fan.
Swears that AD is still one of the best centers in the game because
he's top 5. Definitely top 5.
He's been buying out.
Where are you gonna put Marc Gasol at, DBG? That's what I'm intrigued about. Where are you gonna put Marc Gasol at? Because you said he was the best center in the game. So
I think this is one of the more underrated cards in the game.
What are we talking about?
I think it's just shooting.
What are we talking about? Anthony Edwards is not that
better
good.
than people kind of give him credit for. I think people kind of expected him to really not be great.
He's not that good.
I don't think people expected him to be as good as he is.
I think I put him in C tier.
He's gonna go in.
I guess B tier is fine. I put him in C tier.
And he also isn't really hyped. Arvydas Sabonis. I mean, he is a cheeseball.
Hey, I guess I don't like him. I would never
ball,
use him, but he is a cheeseball, and I'm fine with A tier.
Like
that's all there is to say. I mean,
not that many
he can
players
shoot,
in this
he
game
can mash,
than Arvydas Sabonis.
he actually can move decently.
really are
Like,
not.
he's not bad.
He's just everything.
Definitely is not bad at all.
Everything about the card really is just.
I mean, I think he's got some good playmaking badges. I mean, there's no kind of shoot about it. He can shoot.
He's just got a bit of everything. He's got a bit of everything.
No, Sabonis is fine.
Except for
I mean,
speed.
he's a cheeseball. He's not even that slow. He's not even that
telling you,
slow,
lads,
guys.
If he was fast, we would be looking at an absolute demigod.
I mean, yes, but DBG's making it sound like he's so slow.
Particularly fast.
He's not super slow though.
Next, we are on to Bam Adebayo B. Can't really shoot the ball that well.
Not a Bam fan at all.
I know some people do.
Bam would be
swear by this
C
release.
at top 4.
Yeah, I'm not one of those.
Rocco is better than Bam. I'm going to say
he's
that.
gonna
Rocco
go
is better than Bam.
into A. Ben Wallace.
He's not bad.
One of the best defenders in the game. Does not play.
That is. Do not move him to D tier.
So I'm between C and D.
Do
right
not
here.
put him at D tier. I will lose my mind.
Not a big fan.
Thank you.
Bernard King B. Bernard King's good.
He is good. Bernard King's solid.
Very, very
Don't let anybody tell you Bernard
solid.
King's not solid, because he's definitely solid. Bernard King's solid.
Again, as far as it goes with Bernard King, he is.
Like, if you got him, he can
hard to
definitely
get the
play.
guy. So you might be arguing, oh, maybe I'm biased against Bernard King
Well, you
solely
are.
because he's hard
Well,
to
you
get.
are.
And by the time most people get him, he'll be worthless. And you are 100% on the money with that one. He's probably between A and B. But I'm
just saying Bernard King's the top small forward in the game.
I'm gonna go C, D. I'll go D with Bingo Smith. I like Bingo Smith.
As far as diamond rewards, he's one of the best. But I mean,
I really do like Bingo Smith.
It's not saying much. Like he's probably the best diamond reward. But again,
like, not that great in this game.
It's not really saying that.
Again,
much.
a lot of people are big fans of Bingo Smith, and I thought he was really good when he came out. I really did, but as time's gone on, like
I just don't know if
that
I've
card
ever
has
really used Bingo Smith.
Like,
so
he was initially
that's
like
the
my
problem.
favorite player. Like he was my favorite. He's still the best Diamond Token Award, but he's still gonna
look at all these cards.
Blake,
This is crazy.
I mean, at this stage in the game, Blake get that. No, you're better than Amari. You're better than Amari.
He is fine.
Like I don't like Blake that much, but like I'm gonna be
He's
ahead of putting
definitely
Amari, start Amari in E tier. He's gonna go E tier. Bobby Jones, bang smack in the middle, one of those middle tiers.
This card sucks.
You know what? Actually, no. If I'm putting Ben Wallace in C,
this is blasphemy. Get this tier list off my screen. You're gonna run a card that's not a center with a 33 ball.
Bobby Jones going C tier.
This is awful.
Like Bobby Jones is literally just like a small forward Ben Wallace.
Awful.
And I get it. It's a lot easier on like a non-shooting center.
This is awful.
You just run Bobby Jones a power forward and you're fine.
Do it. Run Bobby Jones power forward against me. Do it. Do it.
Fine.
Do it.
So yeah, that is my that's what we have so far. Anyway,
that's terrible. Comparing him to Robert Covington is
this
terrible.
This stage in the game, he's E tier.
Kuzi had his time though.
He had that long wingspan though.
Kuzi definitely had his time. He was not bad at the beginning of the game.
He does have that long wingspan, which was a which is a pretty decent thing.
Kuzi is not bad at all.
Now let's go and put Bob Pettit in. Look, C. I'm not putting him higher in C. He's one of my favorite players in this game. I'm not putting
at C tier. You have Bob Pettit with Robert Covington. I mean, it's a good lord. I mean, this is
you could
just
definitely
terrible.
argue him lower. Like
there's no arguing him lower. He is lower.
Argue him lower, while you could also. Well, I would argue.
You're gonna argue Bob Pettit higher than C tier.
Argue him higher, but I think I might be. I think I might be the only person in the world that would argue.
My goodness, DBG.
Bob Pettit.
Oh my goodness. You have him at the same tier as Robert Covington.
Ingram.
About to
Ingram
lose my mind.
sucks
Literally
so
about to
badly on defense.
lose my mind. Literally about to lose my mind. You know? Oh, hey, that's crazy that you say Brandon Ingram sucks on defense. You want to know why that's crazy? Let's just look at something. Who sucks at defense? Right? Who sucks at defense? Why are we talking about Brandon Ingram sucking at defense? You have Bob Pettit, Bob Pettit at C tier.
I don't know what the hell they
Hey,
did.
Christmases.
Like,
DBG.
you would think, you know what, Ingram's
Good
still going to be pretty
night.
decent. Ingram still should be decent. Nah.
This is bad.
Really
this is really bad,
He's
guys.
really not decent.
This
at
is
all.
really bad, guys.
Like,
And I love DBG. I love you, DBG. I love you, but this is
he's
really
just
bad.
I can't
F
even
tier
describe
is
how bad he
bad.
I've tried to use him. He's like, he should be like ML Carr on offense. But he doesn't even, like, even ML Carr feels better on offense. I don't know, I just don't like
You
him.
have Bob Pettit.
I've accidentally got 2 Bruce Bowens on this list, so let's bring one of these.
Look at all these
all
cards.
the way down to the end. Bruce Bowen is going into. I mean,
Bruce
he
is solid.
his jumpers C tier.
I'm fine with
Carmelo
Bruce.
Anthony.
It depends whether you're on next gen or current. Next gen, he's best 10. Current gen, he's not. So
Do I?
that's up to you. I'm not gonna overreact either
This
way.
is where it becomes close.
I am not gonna overreact either way.
Do I put him best 10?
If you're on next gen, he is absolutely one of the best 10.
Because he is so good. He is genuinely so.
But if you're on current gen, he's not. So take it with a grain of salt.
very
I mean, I don't
tempted to
know.
Put him.
I'm not gonna argue. I think if you're next gen and you're debating it, you're
Put
crazy.
him best 10, but
I put him best
I
10
think
overall.
it's hard to do that.
But it's hard because I put Paul George and KD over him on my small forward list because of
It
current
is
gen.
hard.
So I don't know.
It is super, super hard to do that.
Again, I'm not gonna complain either way.
Butler.
He stinks.
D.
No way you're saying Karan Butler is better than Brandon Ingram. I just
D?
don't agree. I just do not agree. Maybe
Like-
he is. I don't know. D to F though, that is crazy.
I don't know. He's one of those two anyway. He's most definitely one of those two. So then we're gonna go with Chris Bosch.
Bosch isn't
Bosch
bad.
at this stage in the game probably D tier.
So what you just said, I'm just telling you what you just said to me. You just said Bob Pettit is better than Chris Bosch. Okay, that's cool, right? Bob Pettit can shoot better. But does defense not matter at all to anybody anymore? Like, is defense just thrown out the window now? Like, is that what we're doing? Bosch is taller. Bosch has, I don't know. I don't know. I guess you can say that. I think Bosch is way better than Bob.
C tier, CP3, E tier.
Okay, Mullen's better than Anthony Edwards, I think. DBG went like the first few of these,
Chris
and
Webber,
he was going so slow. Now he's flying through these. CP3 way down there. Webber's
still one of the more underrated.
Webber probably is right though.
He really is one of the more underrated bigs.
I don't even see where he put CP3. Chris Webber is good though. No question.
Yeah,
guys.
now let's
Chris
go
Webber is good.
to Clyde the Glide Drexler A. Clyde is solid. Clyde
I think
very,
A is right
very
for solid.
So
The thing is though, you got to know how to use him, right? But that release is so tough.
let's go and put him in here.
Gallo is chicken, man.
F tier.
He's chicken
Not
though.
awful. Granger at this stage in the game, Granger's got to go C tier. The last one of these lists I made, I'm pretty sure he was like A or B tier. But like Granger's got to go C.
C tier,
Darius
maybe B tier.
Miles. C.
Are we just throwing everybody in C tier? I mean, I can't really argue because we got guys like Bobby Jones in C and we got guys like Danny Granger. I mean, quite honestly, guys, nobody would ever play Bobby Jones over Danny Granger in any.
He still does everything. Like he still does everything. Like, he doesn't have a flaw.
It's cool.
So he's gonna go C tier.
It's cool.
He's way better than like Antoine Jameson.
It's cool.
Griffith E.
Yeah, Derek Griffith's
I don't
not
like her
very
very
good
much
at this stage. This next card in Dave Bing sucks.
I mean, Dave Bing's going E tier.
He
like,
stinks.
he's not absolutely terrible.
He is terrible.
People thought he was
Dave Bing stinks.
But I mean, he's not very good either.
He has set shot forward.
So,
that is terrible.
You gotta put him here. David Robinson, best 10. Like, there is no
debate. He is the best 10.
Best 10.
Absolutely.
Like,
Whether you
I'm
want
not
to
as high on D-Rob as most people are.
I'm super high on
Most
D-Rob.
people are a lot higher than him.
I think he is excellent.
Than I am, but
I think he's literally excellent.
Davian Mitchell. I'm very tempted to put him. Like, his release is so good.
It's almost too
good
fast.
Things about him.
No, do not move Davion Mitchell.
Like Davion Mitchell, there are things.
I'm begging you, DBG, with everything I have.
Like,
do not move Davion Mitchell. Don't do it, man.
So it
Just
all
don't
depends
do it.
on.
Please don't.
Davion Mitchell's gonna go E tier.
Compared to Chris Paul,
which is for a Sapphire is kind of crazy.
That is
like
crazy.
That is actually kind of crazy. Me putting a Sapphire.
I mean, do I like Davion Mitchell or Dave Bing more? I guess I don't know.
Considering the cards that we have,
I guess I don't know the answer to that question.
Have in this game. If I'm putting a Sapphire in that tier, it's better be a pretty damn good Sapphire. So yeah, next up we have got De'Aaron.
For this stage, I do not think De'Aaron Fox is very good.
You probably think I'm way higher in De'Aaron than I am. I think De'Aaron's all right. I think I'm gonna put De'Aaron in like D. De'Aaron is basically like Ja, except worse. He's left
ahead of Chris Paul. I don't know.
In terms of like his animations,
I don't know if he's I
2K have made them the same. He's basically
I don't know, man.
They're kind of seeing a similar player.
I just don't. DBG loves to talk about like De'Aaron Fox for 10 minutes, but he didn't even talk about Chris Paul.
2K the last couple of years have just made Ja Morant and De'Aaron the same player. Ayton, I'm gonna go B tier with Ayton, maybe C tier.
B tier with DeAndre Ayton is absurd.
That is like absurd. Literally. The thing with Ayton, whether he's B or C, can you get used to his release?
You're not greening with the 65 3-ball in a comp game anyways, like, or even in unlimited. You're not consistently greening with that. You might green once in a while, and that's cool. But if you don't green over 50% of your threes with DeAndre, and he is a liability on the court, it's that simple. It's that simple.
DJ D, he's just worse.
It's just that simple. Worse Ben Wallace.
He's just like a Will Chamberlain, stats wise, but he doesn't have the player build.
DeAndre Ayton at B
tier. And the only reason Will
absurd.
Chamberlain doesn't.
I guess I don't like Bam at B tier either, though.
And Will Chamberlain's stats.
So if I was to do this, Bam and Ayton would both drop down, and I'd probably move Covington and Granger up a tier as well as Ben Wallace. I like Ben more than Ayton or Bam. That's my opinion, though.
DeJounte.
DeJounte's
going B.
He's solid.
DeJounte's going B. There are guys that have pushed DeJounte out of A tier. But I really liked. I thought DeJounte was one of the best point guys in the game. I'm pretty sure I put DeJounte in S tier on my point tier list.
Absurd.
And I stood by that. We've just like Friday has changed the Friday
did change everything with point guards. You're right.
DeRozan, worthless tier. Oh my God, DeRozan sucks. You guys can't.
I haven't used DeRozan enough,
now,
so I mean, I can't really say.
That DeMar DeRozan card, he was decent for limited because you couldn't shoot, but that was about it. Rodman, I don't know how I feel about Rodman because
I don't know.
Some people really can get used to him.
I never liked Dennis Rodman ever. I never liked Dennis Rodman.
Really slow.
People swore by Dennis Rodman. I do not mind that release compared to some of the other releases that we've seen in 2K though.
You can probably argue C tier. I think some people would argue B. But then there are also people that would argue Dennis Rodman should be an F tier.
No, I think D is fine. Here's the problem I have with Dennis Rodman in D tier. And I'm coming from an unbiased, like, I'm not biased because I don't like Dennis Rodman. I don't like Bob Pettit. Why is Bob Pettit ahead of Dennis Rodman? Can anybody tell me that? I know he's got a quicker release, but come on.
I put Rodman here mainly because anytime I play against someone using Rodman sucks for them. I think Darren Williams.
Yeah, Rodman.
At this stage in the game, C, he's not bad.
C tier, you're that high on Darren Williams?
He's debatably better than DeJounte.
No, he is. No, I don't think so. Darren Williams at this stage, a lot of people are higher than on base 38 than I am.
Derrick Rose.
I don't think so.
At this stage in the game, I'm putting Derrick Rose C tier. He's got like 70 defensive stats.
That's fine. He's better than Darren Williams.
Most of his defensive stats are in the 70s.
He's
there are people that will be saying, "Oh, he's still got the best left right in the game," and that is true.
He does. I probably put him in. I don't know if I put him in B tier. Depends where all the other point guards land.
Can't play defense.
It's not like a lot of point guards more than him at this point.
I don't know why I put Des. I think I must have accidentally put Des Mason on this list. He was great for me in limited though.
I don't know.
Because he's got the J.R. Smith release.
Where are you gonna put Devin Booker though? That's what I'm intrigued about.
He actually was hitting everything for me in limited. Because again, I was using like Steph Curry and guys with floor general and dimer and stuff. And he was hitting a lot for me. So
where's D-Book going? D-Book better be at least C tier, I think.
Surprise, but does not mean he's good. Just because he hit, but he's one of the too much. Booker's D. Booker plays no defense.
He is literally so tough to stop. I don't know what it is about his release. I cannot contest Devin Booker's jump shot. I just can't.
Kembe most definitely.
The Kembe is still A tier. He still is.
I
don't care what anybody says. He is still A tier. Dirk is worthless. He's literally worthless. That card stinks.
Dolph.
S.
Best 10.
Okay.
Best 10.
Okay, DBG. Okay, DBG. I see you. Look, I see what you're getting into, DBG. I like it. I like what we got working.
Dominique right now. E. Dominique sucks.
Yeah,
not very good. I'm gonna have a C tier for Donovan Mitchell. He can still play offense.
That's fine. That's fine. Some people still swear by Donovan Mitchell. The problem is I'm not one of those people, so I can't really vouch for a card if I don't really believe in it.
Then we've got Duncan Robinson. Oh, F tier.
I was about to say, I literally looked at it. I was like, no way. No way we're putting Duncan Robinson
at this stage of the game. No, it's not his time. Not his time. Dwight Howard.
B. I go B.
Is he that much better than Ben Wallace?
No, he's a little bit better. I'd have Ben Wallace at B too, though.
Know.
So,
maybe B.
I'd have them both at B. I'd have them both at B, but that's fine.
Because some people complain, but B. Wade sucks. D. Where's Griffith? Wade sucks. I'm sorry. Has enough time come out since this card?
I don't know. I haven't used Dwayne Wade enough.
Packs that we no longer have to pretend that this.
I do think on current gen he was okay though.
I get it. Some cards suck, but the week they come out, you have to pretend they're good. Otherwise, people are gonna complain. Do we have to stop pretending this card is an ass now? D tier.
I don't think Dwayne Wade's that bad.
D tier.
I really don't.
Count himself lucky he's in D tier. Elgin.
Move him up.
I'm to see a little bit undersized.
Elgin's better than Ant to me.
I know some people can use
Elgin's better than Ant to me. It's my opinion.
Eric Snow. C. He's not. Eric Snow is not as good as He's not as good as DeJounte.
I was thinking about whether I wanted to argue with that one, and I don't think
when I had DeJounte and I had Eric Snow,
I think C is perfect.
Definitely prefer DeJounte.
I just feel like he just puts everybody at C tier though. I see Bob Pettit at C tier, Bobby Jones at C tier. That is wild.
Freddie VanVleet. Freddie VanVleet's still going C tier.
And I love defense, and I still would never gas Bobby Jones.
Equal footing with Derrick Rose.
Yeah, Fred's fine.
No. Actually, what am I talking about? Freddie VanVleet, go D tier.
Oh, I don't like that DBG because I like him. I like Fred. I like him. I think C tier is fine.
I don't find him that much worse than Derrick Rose. I will
He's
say
not.
that, though.
He's not much
if
worse.
I'm out here putting Iverson in D tier, nah. Fred VanVleet is not as good as Allen Iverson.
I think he's better.
Even though Fred's defense is better than Iverson's.
I think he's better than Iverson.
Again, Iverson's probably that better. He's probably a little bit better of a player.
I don't think so.
Than,
I personally don't think
Fred
so, but
VanVleet.
this is your tier list, and I'm gonna pick my arguments because you got a lot of players on
I do
here.
think Fred was a great player for his time. His time is not now. His time is unfortunately not now.
This is true.
So Peyton, best 10.
Good DBG. Your best 10 has been perfect so far. It's been perfect.
About it in the best 10.
I'd have Melo up there, but it's been perfect.
As point guards. Oh, actually.
No, I wouldn't. I would not have Melo up there. If this is both for current gen and next gen, I wouldn't.
There very much is a debate.
There's definitely a debate, but he's the best 10.
Very much now is a debate. I don't know why I said no question. Friday's point guards really were god tier. Like,
nah.
He's there for now.
Gary's best 10.
But he might move. He might be gone.
Not moving anywhere. He's best 10.
Gervin, D. D for disappointment. He was so disappointing. Mike.
Gervin really was bad.
Second best.
That's crazy. That is crazy that you're saying George Mikan is in the best 10.
After.
That is crazy.
I think he's best. When I said second best, I meant top 2. I think he's the best. D-Rob is D-Rob though. I think Mikan does some things better. D-Rob does other things better. It all depends on what you want for a center.
George Mikan as the best center in the game is absolutely crazy. Like, granted, I know Kevin Garnett's primary is power forward, but I'm going to compare these cards. Saying George Mikan is better than Kevin Garnett is crazy. And the only reason you'd say this is because he can handle the ball better. Kevin Garnett literally does everything better than George Mikan. He's even taller and with a better wingspan. And he's going to be way better defensively. Saying George Mikan is better than David Robinson is also crazy considering David Robinson is 7'1" and has a way better release. I know Mikan's going to handle the ball better. I know the stats might lean towards George Mikan. But I'm telling you right now, George Mikan is not better than David Robinson. And saying he is the best center in the game is really crazy to me.
Like, some
that
people,
is crazy.
The fact that Mikan can dribble the ball.
Dude, what is up with you running point centers? Like, no. Okay, look, I get that's your play style. Nobody else in the MyTEAM community right now is using a center as the primary ball handler. You didn't even say that. Nobody else in the MyTEAM community is using a center as your primary ball handler. Can Mikan make plays?
Get
yes.
quick first step and stuff and actually act as a point center.
But it's like,
for some people that doesn't matter, and for other people that is one of the most important things for a center because of the way they play the game. If you play like I play, which
nobody plays like
involves all 5 players dribbling the ball.
I play that way though, DBG. That's the crazy part. I run pick and rolls with. I Dolph at my 4. Dolph is a primary ball handler.
Mikan is
what I'm
center.
telling you guys is Mikan is not the best center either way.
Again, if you don't use your center to dribble,
it's just not. No. It
doesn't make any difference.
No.
But like, it's a weird,
move on. No. That's wrong.
So
that is straight up wrong.
Yeah. Then we've got Gerald Wallace. Oh, this Gerald Wallace kind of sucks.
Yeah,
this Gerald Wallace is all right though. This Gerald Wallace, I'm gonna go
B or A.
He's one of the better on-ball defenders in the game. Again, he's
Where
not
Bernard
that much
King
worse than
is,
Bernard
that's where I take him. No, I think Gerald Wallace might be better than Bernard,
he's also
honestly.
quite a bit easier to get. His release is brilliant. Like base
4 is
I don't
good
care what
this
anyone
year.
says.
Oh, it is.
We all like we are greening with Larry. People are greening with Larry Keane at base 4 in the corner with
base
a
59
rated 3 ball. Base 4, George Mikan,
George
Mitchell,
Mikan, Devin Booker, they got good releases.
In the game, in my
it
opinion,
is.
this year.
It on quick.
Maybe I'm gassing it, but it's a very good release.
No, it is.
It's a very good.
I'm not arguing.
Base 4 in other years has been a little bit. To be honest, it's always been good. Dikembe had base 4 last year on his Dark Matter, and everyone loved that release. So
base 4 last year.
Yeah, he's gonna go in high tier.
Like
Gilbert Arenas, you stink. D tier.
He's not very good.
And Gilbert, count yourself. You know what? E tier. Gilbert, like I would take Bob Cousy over Gilbert Arenas.
No, I don't know.
I hate that card with a passion.
I guess Chris Paul is at E tier, so maybe.
I just hate base 11, and I'm worried what it's going to do to Hito Turkoglu. I'm worried the 2K are going to ruin Hito Turkoglu again.
I mean, it's going to happen, DBG. I'm sorry, it's going to happen.
Just like they ruined Lamar Odom, just like they ruined Gilbert Arenas. Glenn C. Glenn doesn't do anything wrong.
Right. I mean, Glenn's a card I can plug in at my small forward position,
Glenn
and I know he's going to hold it down. He's not.
There is a better
great,
player
than
Glenn that I think is so similar to Glenn, but I think is better.
Oh.
That is like 2000 MT, so I'm gonna have to put him in C tier.
Mikhail,
like there are still people in
wagers
for money using Glenn. So
Glenn's definitely solid.
If people play the game for money, it's because he hits shots.
He does, and he plays decent enough
shots,
defense.
And
he's a
plays
very
bit of
off-brand Melo. Maybe that's a bad
offense,
comparison.
and he's a cone.
But, I mean,
he is.
I don't mind Glenn at all.
Cone, lads, and you know what? He's a pretty damn good one. So then we got Grant. Grant's gonna go A. Grant's just off that. He's not top tier.
I like Grant. I do like Grant though. I think A tier is right, but I do like Grant.
You know what?
If you want to still run Grant at your small
that
forward, you
Grant
definitely
is not
can.
top tier, or sorry, Grant's not top tier. Grant Hill is not in like the top few, but I mean he's pretty damn good. Like we compare Grant Hill to a lot of other guys, he is pretty good. Gus, I'm gonna put Gus in C.
I love Gus the Bus, man.
Yeah,
Gus
Glenn,
will always have a special place for
him.
I hope eventually we get like a fan favorite
very
Gus card.
Like,
Because Gus
you
the
will still
Bus
see
is
some good players running Gus Gerard because they just like that base 17.
Gus the Bus.
They like base 17, and he does a job. Gus better badges wise, worse stats wise than Glenn.
Glenn's better than Gus, but I love Gus the Bus.
I think Gus was easier to get. I think almost everyone that wanted Gus got Gus.
I mean, Glenn was pretty
However,
easy to get
Glenn,
too.
Guys like myself went through 7 or 8.
That's true.
Or 6 or 7
That's
boards.
true. I guess you had to get
didn't see
lucky to get Glenn
so.
too. I guess.
Yeah, that was a disappointment.
I guess you're right.
But Gus is still very, very good. Hal Greer. I mean, Hal Greer is probably like C or D tier.
He is terrible.
Hal Greer is all right.
He is terrible.
Isaiah Thomas. Now, this is a controversial one. I'm putting Isaiah Thomas in B tier. I think most people are gonna put him in A.
I put him in A. But what's your reasoning? He's 6'1".
I was just never. He moves so well.
If your reason he's
6'1",
6'1",
I was never
cool.
like.
I think Isaiah Thomas is the top 5 point guard in the game still to this day. That's my opinion.
As high as most people wear on him. Like I always thought he was good, but I mean,
anytime I come up against IT now, I like
people
it.
were saying
Like I like
without
playing
question
against
best point
Isaiah
guard in the
Thomas
game.
now
Whereas
because he's so small.
I thought he was the best, but it wasn't without question. I'm gonna say B for Isaiah Thomas, but he's the best. No, I'll put him A.
I'd have him in A, but that's my opinion.
Jalen Suggs, I mean, he's E tier. He is.
It's fine.
Maybe even D tier.
No way people were ever comparing Jalen Suggs to Spencer Dinwiddie.
Honestly,
Spencer Dinwiddie better be at least C tier on your list.
Jamal Mashburn.
Otherwise, I'm getting mad.
He's fine. He does everything at least solid rate. CB, one of those tiers.
He's okay.
Harden
he's not
B.
that good.
Harden is still one of my favorite players in this game, by the way. I just don't think he belongs in A tier.
I don't love James Harden, but he's okay.
Kobe Bryant's
like,
the world. And
James Harden is okay.
From those guys.
He's okay.
But James Harden's really good.
He's okay. I have him on my nobody spend, and I'm
then we have
eager to get rid of him. I don't love him.
I'm sorry. Like, I get it. If you are a Splash Edition, you can be effective with Ace and Kid. This guy is actually more usable competitively than a lot of guys. But if I play so many bots use this guy in Unlimited, and he is the worst player I've ever played against. If you're not good at the game and you are not using Jason Kidd, I get it. Some of you guys are going to watch this video and your competitive players being like, Jason Kidd, people use him in competitive. And that is fine. The whole game doesn't revolve around competitive. Unless you are a competitive player. This guy is useless. Okay. This is a card that is good competitively. But
and I see Bob Pettit at C tier. For 99% of the people that watch your video, they are not going to have success with Bob Pettit. So if you're using that logic, then I mean we can't just pick and choose, right? Jason Kidd can be usable for a lot of the competitive MyTEAM players, so he should be at least B tier. Now, on kind of the same level, Bob Pettit can be used maybe for casuals, maybe for people who use their. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call DBG casual. Maybe for people who like running their offense to their center. You know, there's two sides to it.
If you are trying to use him in a non-competitive setting, the guy absolutely stinks.
He's still going to be a top defensive point guard in the game. Like, he's 6'3", he's 6'4", isn't he?
Jet Terry, Jet's going B.
Wow. Wow. That is crazy.
He really
I was expecting Jet to be D or C, and he put him in B tier. My, oh my, DBG. If you do run Jet, you're going to get fried on defense.
That's it. Brown, B.
B?
Jaylen Brown, or Brown A. One half B. Jaylen Brown's one of the best two guys in the game.
I'd go A.
His jumper is nice.
I don't love JB, but I'd go A.
His defense is good.
He's not a card I've ever loved, and I don't know
Then we got
why.
Jason Tatum.
I do not
Tatum,
like Tatum.
C. His release is unusable.
I don't like Tatum.
I'm sorry, you can't.
Now, if you want to rock with Tatum, do what you got to do. I don't like
useless.
Him.
Jerry Lucas.
Jerry Lucas is not good.
He's absolutely useless.
He is not good. It's that easy.
Jimmy Butler, quite similar to his diamond. I'm gonna put him D.
Do not hold this other Jimmy Butler.
No, I'm gonna put him C. I'm gonna put the diamond B.
I agree.
I'm gonna put the diamond B.
I agree on the
They're very
diamond.
similar cards, by the way.
I don't know
They're
about the
really
they're
similar.
kind of similar. DBG saying they're so similar. Like, here's the deal, guys. They're similar, but there's a big difference. Like, comparing these cards side by side, there is a big difference. More than anything, if you don't apply badges, there's a big difference. To combine the badges, got a little better 3-ball, obviously a little better block, a little better vertical. I mean, stat-wise, a little better rebounder too. It's not that big of a deal. Big thing is badge-wise, right? That's the big deal that I'm kind of telling you guys is that badge-wise, pretty big difference. But I'm fine with B and C. I'm fine with that.
One's just a little better. I'm gonna put, because he's a 70 speed, I'm gonna put him in B tier. Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid's not bad. He has a smooth release too.
Right for him. Hondo, D. Hondo's all right.
I like
Wall,
Hondo.
A. I don't think John Wall's the best 10-point guy. I don't think John Wall is as good as Peyton.
As times went on since Friday, I agree. And to kind of tell you guys are probably be like, Ty, you just gassed up John Wall so you could do a video. I bought John Wall for so much MT and sold him back for less. Like, I lost MT on John Wall because I thought he was the best point guard of the game. Then I played with him more and more, and I was just like, I don't think he's quite to that level.
Some people will find Wall better.
I mean,
I can't really
move that
burst.
well.
Wall is fine. Like, Wall is a pretty much perfect point guard, except for the fact that he can't quick and shifty burst. But the quick and shifty burst is so important. It is so important.
Especially on a point guard, you got to be able to move.
Wall's got like 99 speed with half quick for a step. But when he's dribbling the ball, he's going to feel, like, even with half quick
Wall
for a
feels
step,
extra slow.
He's not going to feel that fast because he's going to slow down anytime you pull off a dribble move. And, like, when somebody slows down on a dribble move, like, their speed is 99. It may as well be. Like, it may as well be 80.
True.
Like, he
doesn't feel nearly as fast as, like, a Gary Payton or
you may as well
like
subtract 20 from your speed of ball stat if you don't have quick dribbles. Quicker
Steph Curry, for example.
Like, obviously, quick is the best. But, like, shifty still gets the bursts. You can do more things out of quick. Like, there are a lot of movements you can only really do off quick dribble style. But the difference is that, like, shifty still gets the burst. But John Wall,
I think I'm better with shifty, honestly.
Clarkson.
I know DBG loves this card.
I mean, Jordan Clarkson moves so
it.
well.
I knew DBG
I'm going to put Jordan
him.
Clarkson as, like, low C tier.
The same tier as Robert Covington. The same tier as Allen Houston. That is crazy to me. But
like, I've used him
not my
times,
list.
and
It's not my list.
So
he would not be above
like,
D
I know
tier
people
for me.
probably aren't that high on Clarkson.
That's me.
But his offense is insane, and he's actually got a really good player build. So his defense doesn't feel quite as bad. It's still obviously not good.
Why are we like hyping
feel
up
as
Jordan
bad as
Clarkson in
As bad as it
late
looks
November?
like with Jordan Clarkson. We have way more cards on this list than I thought we were going to have.
There's
Like,
so
we
many
really
cards
have
on
a
this
lot.
list.
Like, we're still only like halfway through. Jordan Poole, like B. Jordan Poole's good.
JP is okay.
Like, really good.
You better not put Dinwiddie lower
Player
than B
build is
then.
big.
I'd be running
insane.
JP.
Like, there's not
And he's
anything
solid.
wrong with the card, except for the fact that he's an amethyst and a moment, so he's not hyped up. Like, that is the only thing I can say about this card, is that, like, he's not hyped because he's a moments. Like, there's nothing Jordan Poole
He's
wrong
tall,
with.
he's lengthy. Nah, he's okay. He's solid. Not the best point guard in the
And, like,
game.
there are cards in this game that do everything right. He's one of them. Josh Smith, A. Still, to this day, Josh Smith is an A-tier player. Like, most people at this...
Okay, I don't know. Let's settle down. I think I'd go B tier with Josh Smith. Like, he's good. But you have to fully badge him, which is not obviously the easiest to do. Otherwise, he comes with, I think, 8 gold badges. I don't...
At this stage, are able to shoot with a 74 rated 3-ball. Because
he's not comparable to
we've all been
AD,
using
though.
longer,
I do
his
not think
defense
he's
is still
comparable to
top
AD.
tier.
I
Drew
don't-
Holiday,
Pick your battles,
C tier,
but-
good cone. Not nearly as good as DeJounte, and not as good as like Marcus Smart and stuff. Him, F. He
Julius
gets
Randle.
absolutely destroyed.
I don't know if I've
Like
ever
the floor
used him.
nowadays. Kareem, C, big body.
Kareem's
That's
not very
literally
good.
it. Is Kareem that much better than Ha Sung Jin? I don't even know. Kawhi, B. Kawhi is still elite defender, elite animations, and he's
But is Kawhi better than Robert Covington?
still shoots the ball at an elite, right?
I don't know. I don't know if I have that answer. I'd take Covington, but
Kelly
I know a lot
Oubre
of people
Jr.
would
is
probably
going
take
C
Kawhi.
tier as well.
Ew.
You guys don't know about Kelly Oubre.
Ew.
He's a 6'7" wide-bodied 2-guard. There are not many of those guys. His release is a little slow.
He is disgusting.
Kevin Durant, best 10.
Okay.
I just think Kevin Durant, just the way he moves is different.
I'm not gonna argue it.
He moves differently to a lot of players his size. And
George Mikan is the
thing
best
is,
10
the difference
crazy,
between Kevin
though.
Durant and Melo, like Melo, I personally think Melo is just a better spot-up shooter. I actually think Melo's release this year is so good.
I do think on
Melo's
next
release
gen,
based on
Melo
vibe.
is
Both of
absolutely
those releases are
incredible. On
insane.
current gen, it's not
So,
as good.
like,
KD on current gen is way better than
In terms of shooting, I think it's a dead heat between those two guys. But otherwise, Kevin Durant's movement is just better. Kevin Garnett. Now, I'm putting Kevin Garnett in A tier.
Oh my gosh.
Like, Kevin Garnett does not start for my team. But he's been good. Defensively, he's probably the best defensive power forward in the game. Offensively, he leaves a bit to be desired. I don't care what his speed stat says. I think he's got 87 speed, like high 70 speed with ball. And he gets some decent badges. He's slow. Like, and not only slow with the ball, he's kind of slow without the ball. But the difference is that the guy is so good. Like, you press with that half interceptor. I know
He said KG was
you
slow.
press that square button and he's near the ball, he will steal.
He said, nah.
Like,
No, I need to rewind. He said KG was
lanes
slow.
like nobody else in this game.
That is
And he's
crazy
also pretty
to me.
decent center. He can kind of shoot the ball. Like, so
He can kind of shoot the ball.
some people would have him in their best 10. For me, like, I have Kevin Garnett. I'm a fan. I'm not that big a fan. Like, I probably won't regret going for him. But
You have him at A tier.
I also wouldn't have regretted if I'd said, screw up, this season I'm not going for the reward.
Now, I kind of agree with what DBG said about not going for the reward. If you guys don't want to go for KG, you don't have to. But do I need to pull this up once again? Okay, look. I know George Mikan's got a better release than KG. Look, I get that. I understand that. But let's just think with our head, okay? Total badges, and all the KGs are upgradable. So you're looking at 38 total badges, plus you can apply 5. So what? 43 badges. No, there's more than that. What kind of math am I doing? You're looking at, 43. No, that's okay. So with Kevin Garnett, I was just doing gold badges. So with Kevin Garnett, you got 8 on Hall of Fame. Okay, you got 21 on gold. That's 29. You got 8 on silver, 37, 1 on bronze. That's 38 badges with the 5. Yes, you're looking at 43 badges. George Mikan, it's a little bit less, right? It's just a little bit less. And so overall total badges, George Mikan gets a little less. Here's the thing that I want you guys to know. Here's the thing. Defensively, the cards are not comparable. Did you want me to say it again? Defensively, the cards are not comparable. I get George Mikan's a good shooter. I fully get that, and I fully understand that. KG is so chicken. I understand it. And another thing that I want you guys to understand. George Mikan has 4 Hall of Fame badges. His Hall of Fame badges are Posterizer, Grace Under Pressure, Limitless Takeoff, and Downhill. He doesn't have any of the Interceptor, Intimidator, Post Lockdown, Rim Protector type badges that you need. Yes, KG, you're going to need to put Sniper, Limitless. I'm telling you, the cards I don't think are even close. Now, maybe I'm biased. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I do not think the cards are close.
I mean, Herder is, in my opinion, the fastest way of winning TT.
I really do not even. It's not even close.
The cheapest way of winning and the way to make the most MT is 3 golds. However, a faster way is to just run Herder with 2 golds. Because of how fast his release is, the CPU can't really contest it. When CPU can't contest a release, it's basically open 3s, and with his range extension,
KG at A tier is literally crazy. You're saying George Mikan is better than him?
So yeah,
I've seen it all. That's all I can say is I've seen it all.
Now this is a tough one.
Between
where did I leave
what?
Mikhail?
Pink. He's a B.
Oh no. Okay, where did I put Mikhail? And I'm not sure which again.
He's A tier. I don't know what the question is.
Because Mikhail's release is okay. His stats are spectacular though. I know he's very
not as good. He's not as good as KG.
But just all around as a card,
he is just wild.
Brilliant.
It's just wild.
This Kevin McHale though, worthless. He sucks. He absolutely sucks. Chris Middleton, he's a cone. C tier.
Middleton's not really like that.
Clay Thompson, best 10.
Best 10.
No question about it. Clay belongs in the best 10.
George Mikan does not belong up there. That is blasphemy.
Clay is that good.
That is blasphemy.
He is that good, lads.
And I give
Clay
George
is the
Mikan
best point guard. He's the best primary ball handler in my team. With his height, with his ability to dribble the ball. There's a reason why.
Maybe. I don't know.
Like, if we're asking for who the best point guy is in my team, the reason why, like, one of my main reasons why I kind of see where people are coming from with the John Wall argument is that John Wall is so good on defense that
yeah, but my counter argument to that is John Wall isn't as good on defense as Penny Hardaway or Gary Payton. Y'all gonna be like, what? Not as good as Penny. Penny is 6'7".
You don't need
Penny gets stops. I don't care what people say.
Run him like that. But Clay is the first name in the best 10, the most no-brainer player in the best 10. Like, I'm thinking about our two guards. I'm like, does Kobe make my best 10?
No, that's the question. Who is the second best two guard in the game?
Jaylen Brown getting a spot here? Because I don't even know who
is
else
the second best shooting guard in the game? I don't know.
As of right now, I'm putting Kobe best 10.
I got Vince, but that's me. That's me. I got Vince. Hey, you guys can hate me, be mad all you want. Crazy. I think it's Vince. You guys can hate me.
Are there any other good two guards in this game, really?
You guys can hate me. I think it's Vince.
And that might move Harden. That might get Harden moved up one tier.
Oh,
and we might be seeing
that's fine.
James Harden now in A tier.
Do what you got to do.
But Kobe Bryant, he's got the Kobe.
KG at A tier. It hurts my eyes.
The Kobe dribble style
it literally hurts my eyes. Do we not realize how important Hall of Fame interceptor is as well?
Yeah, let's put in best 10. Kristaps. I don't like Kristaps. I'll put him B because he's 7'3" and can shoot.
B
That's
is crazy.
He's not very good.
Korver's chicken.
Supremely overrated. C tier. Lowry, 6 foot tall point guard.
Lowry is tiny, dude.
Not awful though. Larry's
that
not
dude
awful.
Is tiny. He's not awful, but that dude is literally tiny.
A lot of not awful cards here, but again, we are 37 minutes into this video, and we still have quite a few cards left to talk about. Kyrie, F. He can score. Some people can score.
Kyrie's time is done.
He's not worthless.
And I'm glad. I hated defending Kyrie week 1 when I didn't have like a pure line.
He sucks. Oh,
so everybody want to complain, oh, we don't have a point guard that move. Y'all had Kyrie when I had a guy like, I don't even know who is trying to guard him. A guy that couldn't guard him.
Aldridge is going, he's a better,
Aldridge stinks.
Slightly better Amari Stoudemire.
But he's not good.
D tier. Again, they basically got the same release. I think Aldridge is slightly better. I don't think Aldridge is even enough better to be more than one tier, but Aldridge is D. Amari's D, Aldridge is D. Odom, stats-wise, badges-wise, he's good. He's got base 11, which ruins him E tier.
Landry Fields is not bad.
Is going D, B, C?
Probably C.
C, D, D. We're going to D tier with Landry Fields.
I like Landry, though.
Landry Fields has got base 4.
I guess Devin Booker's a D tier, so yes. Why is Devin Booker a D tier? I've been fried by Devin Booker by literally anybody else.
He has a lot of good
things. The two guys that have fried me the most this year, Devin Booker and Kyrie Irving. Those are the two guys that have fried me the most. I'm sorry, but they are. What do you want me to say?
I think I might move literally absolutely fried me. I think I might move Jimmy's down a tier. Because again, like the whole thing with Landry Fields, he's like Landry Fields versus Amethyst Jimmy.
You can move this C, the Amy Jimmy down. I can't really
justify to myself putting Amethyst Jimmy.
Keep the diamond up at B.
Full tier ahead of.
Keep the diamond up at B for what he does badge wise.
I said it on the day. I still believe it. I prefer Fields. I just think his overall stats are a little bit better. It's not much, but they're that little
I don't know. Jimmy's release is so tough.
His 3-ball, I think, is plus quite a bit, and he gets better shooting badges. So,
that's fine, but leave the diamond Jimmy up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm gonna adjust the Jimmys. I'm gonna move one Jimmy down a tier.
Diamond Jimmy down.
And I'm gonna move the diamond Jimmy down a tier.
That is terrible.
Because I don't think diamond Jimmy's that great.
You want to talk about needing shooting guards, right? In my team, and about how you want to move Harden up to A tier, and you're gonna move diamond. So he's not just a diamond glow. DBG badges matter. Like I never thought we'd see the day where badges were just slandered.
He doesn't dunk the ball well enough.
Larry Bird at B is
stage. He plays really good defense.
This is terrible.
He's actually kind of fast.
This is terrible. Laterally. You have Larry Bird ahead of Jason. Look, I'm not even trying to get on time because I know Larry Bird has a better release. But guys, like guys, I don't even like Jason Tatum. But guys, I'm just gonna sit here and listen for a little bit because this is crazy.
And he shoots the ball well. Like he was.
You have him above Robert Covington.
He really was.
And Jason Tatum.
But yeah, I think at this stage in the game,
and Glenn,
B tier is probably best for Larry. He's one of the better cards in B tier, but I'm gonna put him in.
He is not one of the better cards in
B tier anyway.
Heck no, he is not.
So yeah, next we are on to LeBron James, B as well. Like You could probably argue LeBron and A, just like you'd argue Larry and A.
But my thing is this. My thing is this.
There are people.
LeBron is way better than Larry, first of all. But Jason Tatum is just as good as LeBron.
Are still using LeBron their teams to this day. I get it. LeBron's the really good player build. His release is, I mean, it's okay. It's pretty.
Larry Bird at B tier is absurd, and so is Jason
Tatum. Still steps in from the corners.
I guess B tier. You got Kawhi there, so I mean, I guess. It's like Jason Tatum's better than Kawhi too.
I never rated him that highly. I don't know. Even when he came out,
I'm just stunned at this point. I don't even know what to say anymore. What do you want me to say?
It's a very, very flawed card. And for me, he's like, in a world where Nick Batum exists, is there any real reason to ever use LeBron James? Like, is he even better than Rocco? Like, that is an actual question. Is he?
No. Don't go there. Now you want to start gassing Rocco. Nah, you disrespected Rocco, the second player in this list. So
in game.
Stick to that. Stick to that word.
I'm not sure. So then we've got Lou Dort.
Lou Dort's solid.
Lou Dort's like C because he has some half defense badges, but I mean, he's not great. He's only got like 70-something ball handle.
Oh, so now we want to care about ball handle too.
Marc Gasol, A tier.
Interesting.
Better than AD, yeah.
Remember when you said Marc Gasol was the best center in the game by far?
Yes. Is he as good as D-Rob?
No.
99% of people know.
Not even close.
Next gen, there is a debate. Set shot 18 is way better on next gen as on current gen.
And it's terrible on both gens.
Steal stat matters a lot more on next gen than current gen.
Still.
So,
doesn't matter. DBG gassed up Marc Gasol so much and right away, and I was just like, dude, that release is not going to be good. And I was right. AD is better than Mark. KG is better than Mark. Dikembe,
Marc Gasol
I think
versus
he's still better than Mark.
AD is or not AD versus D-Rob. It can be debated.
No, it's not.
On next, but on current, it's not. Like, there's not even a close one. And also, for most people, you're going to pretty extra speed to D-Rob over the extra steal for
and the release.
Marc Gasol. So, yeah, he's going to go into A tier. Marcus Smart.
Here we go.
Where did I drop Marcus Smart? Because it doesn't matter where I drop Marcus Smart, because Marcus Smart is going into A tier. He's so good. And it's like, the fact is, I've been saying this since the card came out. Since the stats were announced, I was testing around the way Marcus Smart moved just to shoot around and stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, Marcus Smart's going to be ridiculously good in this game. He's like, I was greening with his like 73-point normal card and shoot around. As well as with like 70 ball handle card. Like dribbling with him. So it wasn't like there was ever a question that he wasn't going to be able to move. He's not the best primary ball handler because he kind of needed to create his own shot. But the problem is that, like, again, his dribbling badges aren't the greatest. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have handles for days. Or quick chain, maybe.
You want to know what Marcus Smart doesn't have? We can talk about it. Since you want to go on that subject, let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. You can apply, I think, 3 badges to Ruby. So, what are you going to apply to him? Right? What are you going to apply to him? Handles for days, ankle breaker, tight handles, needle threader, hyperdrive, quick chain, space creator. I mean, what are you going to apply to the card? I mean, that's my question. Combined now, he has a 76 ball handle. You need a really good coach to get that where it needs to be. He's fine. Like, Marcus Smart is fine. I'm not going to sit here and argue that he's not good. A tier is probably where he belongs if you fully badge him up, if you do apply a shoe and coach, but I'm not the highest on Marcus Smart.
In my opinion, fantastic. Like, he's not best 10, but I mean,
I still run Spencer Dinwiddie over him, is what I'm trying to say.
In my opinion, he's debatable wall. Jordan, C, does not shoot the ball well enough to be higher than C.
That's fine.
Plays good defense, though. Mikal Bridges,
so
however.
Good. This dude is good. A tier, probably, right?
Did I lose Mikal Bridges? Did I
You always lose cards. I swear he's A tier, though.
I'm trying to find Mikal Bridges. I think I put him in C. A.
I agree.
A as a 3 and D cone.
I fully agree. You're not going to hear me argue this.
I've been using him.
Hall of Fame interceptor, smooth release. I've been using him too.
He is playing equally as well as Nick Batum for me.
Oh yeah.
I've used most of the 3 and D cones in different situations. Mikal Bridges does everything at a very solid rate. Is he going to dribble the ball? No. He's not. He is not going to dribble the ball.
I mean, he can make
all. So if you're
why are y'all saying he can't dribble? I'm confused. Why? What? Like, as a primary ball handler, no. But I mean, he has a decent enough ball handler rating. When I say decent enough, I'm gonna have, obviously, I have Monty Williams at boosting, then I have a floor general. Quick first steps, some good enough playmaker. He's not bad. Like, to say he's bad is just not right in my opinion. I don't think he's bad at all.
Someone to dribble for you, or as in like, is he going to create off the dribble? Because like he dribbles the ball well enough that he can run in a circle and like come off the screen.
That's what I'm saying. Like he can do enough for you.
Someone to dribble. But Mikal Bridges, his jumper, I love base 80. I've loved base 80 since last year. Like, I was the #1 fan of base 80 last year, but
I didn't like it last year.
It's easy to green. It's not the fastest release.
It is straight up and down though.
Very, very greenable. It's Jamal Murray release. And yeah,
I don't like it on a point guard. I will say that. I do not like base 80 on a point guard though.
I'm gonna go put him in A tier. I think he is that good. I'm pretty sure Ty call him like cheap AK-47. I'm not gonna go that far. I think AK is quite a bit better, but still.
He literally is a cheap AK-47.
But still,
both 3 and D guys that, I mean, can create a little bit.
Now Conley's going D tier, but I actually really like.
I've not used my Conley. People are gassing him. But
I really like Conley's the way Conley moves this year.
Oh, man.
I really like Conley's release this year. Because I was a big fan of, was it the Sapphire Conley? Whatever there was a Conley at the start of the year. I was a big fan of.
I don't know. I just know defensively he is literally gonna get fried.
Insane. But this Amethyst here is a really solid card. Like, good shooter.
But now Mikal Bridges is definitely him.
But as far as the,
I don't need to listen to Mike Conley anymore.
Yeah, Mike Conley's going there. Miles Bridges.
I get their names mixed up there a lot too. Miles is good.
He's undersized.
He's not Mikal though by any means. He's not Mikal.
C tier with him.
I just my nobody spent squad. I like his release.
He's got pretty much everything. So C tier could easily move to B. Mitch Richmond. I mean, doesn't play defense.
Yeah, for this area, he's not really him
at all. So
I think D tier is right.
You could move up to C. Car.
C.
B, because he is a deceptively good offensive player.
I'm gonna ask this question. I am going to ask this question because that is my job as I'm reacting to this video, right? You guys be the judge. Look, you guys be the judge. Jimmy is an inch taller. Jimmy has a way better 3-ball. I like Jimmy's release more. Hey, I'll take Jimmy Butler. You guys can be the judge, though. It is close. It's definitely close. I think if you're moving ML card there,
post-spin animations
Jimmy Butler deserves to be there.
And that's my
argument.
You are reacting to this video, watch the Road to Gary Payton series. I'm currently on a 12-game winning streak, and one of my go-to offenses is post-spinning with ML Carr.
Okay. You're post-spinning with like
his animations.
To each is their own, man. To each is their own.
If you can get used to his release,
each is their own.
I'm gonna go B tier for ML Carr.
Each is their own, man.
One of my favorite players in the game.
Post-spinning with ML Carr is crazy.
Okay, then we have got Moses.
Moses
Malone is gonna go B. I actually prefer DeAndre Ayton to Moses. Most of you are going to put Moses Malone A tier because of his stats and stuff. I just am not a fan.
I'm not the biggest Moses Malone fan because I can't shoot with him. Miles
Turner, though.
He's A. You can shoot with Miles.
Easily one of the better centers in the game.
You can shoot with Miles.
Miles Turner versus AD. Genuine debate. Genuine debate.
Give me AD. Give me AD, man.
AD power forward's pretty good, though. It's better than Miles Turner, but Miles Turner is probably better at center.
So
then we have got
Thurman's okay, too.
Thurman, 63 ball. He's so fast, though. He's so fast.
I think A tier is what he deserves.
Like, compared to even Moses Malone,
I do think A tier is what he deserves, but
that is genuinely how highly.
63 ball just hurts because I mean you can agree with it sometimes, but it's not consistent, right? It's not like you're gonna be super consistent with it.
Okay, so then we got Nikola Jokic.
I'm not a big Jokic fan.
Jokic
is gonna go. I mean, defensively, he's gonna get sizzled.
Did I put Jokic in D tier? I think he's D or C. I'll go C, but he's not.
C's fine, but just know on defense you're gonna get fried.
Vucevic is better than Jokic. Like I'm gonna go B tier for Vucevic.
He can shoot. His release is gross, but
he's all right. OG Anunoby. I'm gonna go C tier for OG. I get it, he's got good animations.
OG's not bad. As a 3-and-D guy, his release is kind of slow, but he's not bad.
So I'll go
he's
C tier.
Definitely overpriced too, but
he's he's like a way worse version of Mikal Bridges. Oscar Robertson, a niche player. He does some stuff.
I don't think Oscar's really like that though.
B tier for him.
Paul George, top 10.
Now PG is either going A or best 10.
I'd go best 10. I would.
I might go best 10 for PG.
It's him or Melo though. That's the real question, right? On next gen, I'd probably go Melo, KD, PG. Current gen, I'd probably go PG, KD, Melo. So it's just kind of weird.
I might go best 10 at that small forward position for Paul George.
I do think he is best 10 though.
I mean, I prefer Batum to PG though.
What?
And like even stats wise, badges wise, PG's better. But even stats wise,
DBG hates badges. It's confirmed. DBG literally hates badges. I think it's confirmed at this point.
Like
I was wondering before. Now it's confirmed. DBG confirmed it to me. He hates badges.
Paul George can move a little bit. He's a fundamental dribble star. He plays very solid perimeter defense. Got a 50 block.
Paul George is solid.
He plays pretty much no interior defense.
He's fine.
That's the difference between him and Batum, in my opinion, is that Batum actually plays very, very solid interior defense.
I like PG though.
And think plays zilch. Plays absolutely zero interior. Paul George. Paul George, I'm pretty sure he's 6'8" on his card.
Nah, he's 6'9".
I don't think they gave him the 6'9" Paul George player build.
At least on 2K database, it's 6'9".
Anyway. Like later on in the year, we are going to get a 6'9" Paul George. I don't think we got one this year.
I think it's 6'9", right. Tell me I'm not wrong. Tell me I know what I'm talking about. 6'9". Yep. Oh, look at me. Look at me. Usually DBG knows exactly what he's talking about. Now again, in game, I guess I don't know, but I'm pretty sure on 2K database it says 6'9". So.
I mean, Batum might have a spot there as well.
No, heck no, heck no. Move to the next player. Batum does not have a spot at best.
So good.
That is crazy.
So then we have got Paul Millsap. Millsap's gonna go C. Millsap is very similar level to
Millsap, so I can't really.
I remember even when I was comparing those guys, I was like, Millsap has no weaknesses. The problem with Millsap is that.
But defensively, Rocco just gets animations. He just gets bumpy. I don't even know how to describe it.
His speed is in the 70s.
But they don't know how to describe it.
I know it is high 70s. He's got like quick first step and stuff and like really high lateral. But still, though, speed being in the 70s kind of limits the level you can be at. Paul Pierce.
I don't know about Paul Pierce.
I'll go low C.
Whenever we get Paul Pierce, I just cringe. I hate Paul Pierce. A lot of people really like Paul Pierce. I hate
stats wise, he's actually kind of comparable.
I've always hated Paul Pierce and probably always will.
Really comparable stats wise to Melo. The problem was that Paul Pierce has got Paul Pierce base, which is awful. And that's why everyone's like, oh, why don't I like Cole Anthony? Like Cole Anthony does this, that, and the other. He's got quick dribble style. Oh, Cole Anthony's got everything. But the Paul Pierce base might be one of the worst releases.
It is really bad.
And the reason, like, I think it might be worse than 11 because of how inconsistent it is. You can notice it more on Cole Anthony.
Base 11 is bad.
Cole Anthony will shoot one shot and it will feel like one of the slower releases in the game. And the next time you'll shoot the ball with Cole Anthony, it will feel like the quickest release in the game. Paul Pierce release is not good enough to put him above C tier. Silas A tier.
I think that's where he belongs. If you get Silas, you're getting a really good player.
You give Silas all the shooting badges. He's got Draymond.
You get a really good player if you get Paul Silas.
7 foot something wingspan. Or 7'2" wingspan, I'm pretty sure. 6'7". His
half interceptor, which is crazy good.
I'm pretty sure he's got the.
You made an argument. Silas is up there. You know what I'm saying? He does have Scotty behind the back. He doesn't
get as good defensive animations as ML Cardo.
I don't know, man.
I will say that much.
Crazy good.
But he's good enough that
Silas gets crazy good defensive
GTO again for him. Just because I want to get him, and I never got him the first time. Penny Hardaway
for best 10.
Now this is where the debate comes in. Is he A or is he best 10?
I think he's best 10. Penny and Gary are my guys. Yesterday I didn't know. I decided Penny and Gary are my guys right now. They're my guys.
Versus even Wall and Steve Francis. Like there's a lot of elite point guards.
That's how I rank them.
Absolute elite point guards.
Gary, Penny, Wall, Francis.
Maravich B. Plays no defense.
I put Pistol P today still. I know he doesn't play much P, but he's 6'5", right? I mean, then we got Penny. It's like
he kind of moves, but I am not that high. I thought Pistol Pete was going to be just the best, but a little bit like last year, Pistol Pete. His card is just
though.
At this stage of the year, it's a little bit early. I think later on in the year, Pistol Pete's going to have one really good card. I think there will be a time where Pistol Pete is
you got to remember though, later on in the year, tall point guards are going to be the meta. I feel like Penny Hardaway is not statistically and badge wise that great, and he's the best.
He's got a brilliant release. So
top point guards are the meta, and Pistol Pete's not small, right?
Not if Pistol Pete gets a god tier card, but yeah, I think until that happens.
And Hall of Fame blinders last year was just a thing of its own.
He's living off last year, I think. Like I've played against Pete plenty of times, and he's been terrible. I still feel like
I get what he's saying, but like the Ray Allen base is
fact that he
good,
was
man. The Ray Allen base
for a
cannot
while
be
next gen
overlooked.
last year. He's living off that hype, and people are now finally starting to realize, you know what, Pete's good. He's not.
He's
that
good, but he's not great. I see it.
Like
I see it.
Like last year. I mean, next gen especially, he was the best. He was not one of the best. He was the best. Then we got Purvis. Purvis is going one tier below Vince. He's like slightly worse Vince. So I'm gonna go. You know what? We're gonna go same tier. I'm gonna put them both in B tier. I know Ty loves
this. Is crazy. Did I just hear Vince Carter is going to B tier?
Vince Carter, but like, he's the only person I've ever like. Obviously, when Vince Carter came out, when Dunktober packs came out,
Vince is the best. He literally is the best. He has the best release. He can dunk the ball. He has slasher dribble. I don't care that he has slasher dribble style. Vince is the best.
A lot of people use them. I've not seen anyone other than Ty use Vince Carter. I'm Purvis Short's base use Vince Carter.
No, he's not. Vince has a way better three ball, way better badges. That's terrible.
F maybe.
I thought Rondo for his time, he had a time where you could use a small point guard, but I
don't like Rondo.
That time is over with now. Rondo was good when he came out, though. When he came out, Rondo was good.
I made it very clear though over the last while that I am not a fan of this Rajon Rondo card.
When he came out, he was a Kyrie stopper, right? He was a point guard stopper.
I mean, you can argue him E, but like his defensive stats are good, but like he's like Davion Mitchell without the jump shot. That's the best way to describe him.
Rondo's defensive stats are different.
In game, he's Davion Mitchell without the jump shot. And I get it. You might say, oh, he moves a little better. No. Davion Mitchell feels better movement-wise.
I don't know. Rondo, when I used Rondo, I liked him. When I used Rondo, I definitely did like him.
He's just a flawed card.
Oh, Rondo?
And I know I've pissed off a lot of Celtics fans. I know I probably pissed off Shake with this. I definitely underrated in my point guard tier list. D tier was...
That was crazy, DBG. That was literally crazy, especially
putting him on this list
for where we're at.
Rip Hamilton C, bang average. Bang average. Like
Richard Hamilton at C tier is crazy.
Shoots the ball okay.
You can make the argument he's the second best shooting guard in the game. You guys can hate me if you want to. Name your second best shooting guard. Pick and choose. Tell me, okay, he's gonna say who? Let's just say people want to say Kobe Bryant is better than Richard Hamilton. Okay, so let's do that here. Let's just do it here because I'm gonna tell you what Kobe does better than Richard Hamilton. The things that Kobe are gonna do better than Richard Hamilton is post game, and that's really it. He's got a little better vertical. Yes, Kobe's gonna move better. Yes, Kobe badge wise. Movement wise gonna be better. Badge wise, Richard Hamilton is immaculate. I'm just throwing that out there. Richard Hamilton is not bad.
He dribbles the ball okay. So
you don't need him to dribble.
He dribbles the ball okay.
He shoots the ball incredibly.
Plays decent defense. Like why the hell? Like I get
it's just all empty bias for DBG. And what I'm saying is, if you have Richard Hamilton, if I had Richard Hamilton locked in, he probably outside of Vince would be my third best shooting guard
at the 2. But like if Mikal Bridges could play at the 2, Mikal Bridges would be better than Rip Hamilton.
But he can't. The 2 position right now
Jefferson,
is weak.
B because of the catapult, but his stats are bad.
Richard Jefferson's good.
It's just
I like Richard Jefferson.
Catapult. So and I really struggle agreeing with it.
If that release was on quick, I think it'd be smooth.
He is on the cusp of being A though. Richie Guerin E at this stage.
Richie had his time though, man.
Ricky Rubio. One of the better point guys in the game. Gonna go B tier.
I'm not a big Ricky Rubio fan, but I get it. Look, I get it.
Yeah. I think he's a solid point guard. He's really
Richard
solid.
Hamilton is C tier.
Rod Strickland, he's not terrible, but he's like
Rod Strickland is terrible. That card
like
stinks.
a way better version of Kyrie. Ron Boone.
Ron Boone's solid.
At this stage of the game, Ron Boone is either going B or C tier. I'll put him B.
That's fine.
He could easily
that's fine.
I'm putting him to C,
we finally got some good point guards though, so I mean,
honestly, does a quick. Russell Westbrook. B.
I got fried by a dude earlier that used the dunk meter in Russell Westbrook,
B,
so
C,
I won the game, but I got cooked by him.
He's B or C.
I go C.
I'll go C tier for
That's
Westbrook,
where I'd go.
I guess. Sadiq Bey, B tier.
Above Robert Covington.
Sadiq Bey is one of
the
the better
put him above Robert Covington.
He doesn't do anything wrong. He's like Glenn Robinson, except he's got a better release. in my opinion. Scotty.
I don't even want to put my headphones back on.
C
I don't even want to put these things back on.
And like Scotty can hit. His release isn't as good as ML cars, but Scotty can.
Now
hit
I'm
jumpers.
mad. Now I'm
And
literally
like,
mad.
Well and truly.
I am literally mad at this
And
point.
he's one of the better locks.
I'm literally just mad. I
might move him down a tier.
I'm just mad. I'm upset that you put Sadiq Bey ahead of Covington. That is crazy.
But I think I might be higher.
Bring
than Scotty
Rocco
than
back
most
to
people.
Minnesota. The poor guys in
I know, I'm
Portland.
gonna move Scotty down.
Bring him back to Minnesota. A team
Serge
that can actually
Ibaka,
play.
I mean, still to this day.
Portland's a
Serge Ibaka-
disaster. They're not making the playoffs. Minnesota though.
Okay.
I need to.
Like
knock
I have
on
had
wood,
trouble
but
against.
We're
guys
hoping
that
right
run
now.
Surge.
Nah, Surge is
Like,
good.
he's got 50 something speed, sure. Current
His release
gen,
is
is he
chipped.
gonna struggle sometimes in defense now?
His release
Sure.
literally chipped.
Is he like C tier? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Like-
Surge is fine. He's fine. Surge is just
His
fine.
one flaw is his speed, but his lateral's pretty good, which makes up for it.
Surge is okay.
So
His
yeah,
release
it's
is one of the best in the game.
It's tough
though.
when the rate Surge.
We get
Because
like a
I
pink
think
diamond
Surge is a
Surge.
case of like a lot of players
It'd be
that
really tough.
stay in teams for comfortability more, Nathan. But still gonna tier. Ha Sung Jin. I mean, if you've ever been paint matched by Ha Sung Jin, you know
I guess.
that he's
C tier is fine.
like,
He's
is he
not
high-
bad because he's not extremely
like
slow
C
either.
tier? No, obviously.
Like he's
clearly
not
higher than
extremely
C.
slow.
Like the guy, look at the guys you have on this list. He's most definitely not even close to being better than C. But still,
He's fine. I
I
mean,
think paint mashing Ha Sung Jin belongs in C tier.
especially if you're not like super skilled.
The way
I
the
get
game
it.
is, and because I'm putting Shaq in B tier.
Shaq, man,
Shaq-
you gotta find a way to get that
Shaq
stamina
can't paint
rating
mash.
up.
Shaq is like 17 stamina though. An unpopular opinion, I think Ha Sung. No, screw it, Shaq. You're going in C tier.
I don't mind it.
17 stamina is putting you in
That
C tier.
stamina
I
is
prefer Ha Sung Jin to
crazy.
Shaq.
I don't mind it,
I'm just
DBG.
gonna
Look,
say right
I'll
there,
agree.
right
I'll agree
now,
with
I
you.
would prefer to run Hasa. I get it. Shaq has got 79 speed. I get it.
Yeah, but you hold the RT button down
Shaq
a
also
little
gets
bit. And
tired
he's
after 17
dead.
seconds on the floor. Ha Sung Jin's player build is better.
I don't mind it.
Both of them are going to
I
be
really
slow,
do
both
not
of them are
mind it
slow
at all.
laterally.
All right,
Both
now
of
I'm sitting back
terrible
up.
guarding the
I
perimeter.
forgive you for the Sadiq
And,
Bey
Shaq just
craziness
gets tired
over
in
Covington.
30 seconds. Sean
Sean
Kemp,
Kemp.
point center. Really good point center, plays no defense. He's like, imagine if George Mikan had a terrible release and
That's fair.
he had a terrible release and had way worse defense. That
That's
is
fair.
what you were getting with Sean Kemp.
That's fair.
Like, because Mikan and Kemp are very similar stats wise.
Mike and
Except
S tier is
defensively, obviously, that's way better.
And having KG at S tier or
Sean
not at S
Marion?
tier is crazy too.
I'm going A tier with Sean Marion.
A lot of people love Sean
A
Marion,
lot
swear
of
by
guys
him.
really like Marion, and I like
I
his
don't.
release. Like, is it
Just saying you like Sean Marion release is crazy.
brilliant release? No. Is it
His
a bad
release
No.
stinks. Yes, it is. It's a bad release. To say Sean Marion's release is not bad is ignorant. That his release is bad. It's easy at a time, but it's so
A lot of people. I even said last
baited.
year, like I've always thought the base was good. The upper was just iffy, and then you can just get used. I think you can get used to.
You can until I send that thing to the 17th row.
Like you can get used
'Cause he
I feel
launches
you can
it from
always
his
get used to cards
feet.
upper. Even though it is a lot, it's a
Come
lot harder to get
on,
used to cards
man.
base, but I think you can always get used to cards upper.
Come on.
So yeah, let's go and
I like him at A tier though.
go to our next player, which is Sleepy Floyd. I'm
Yikes.
sorry, Sleepy, you're like E tier. Like
For a time, he was okay though.
Steph Curry's, I'm gonna put in
I put Steph
high
in.
B, low A. I'm gonna go B. If you wanna
I would argue A just as how many people love
argue
Steph Curry.
A, that's
I mean,
oh no, I'll put him A because some people still can cook Curry. Steve Francis.
A.
Now this is my best point guard in the game.
Best point guard in the game is crazy.
Yeah. This is my best tank finished.
Best
I need a
point guard in the
two-guard.
game
I need a
is
two-guard.
crazy. I definitely have Penny up there, but I respect it.
Do I have an extra point guard in here?
I
Oh
respect
no.
it.
Is this my best tank completely finished?
I can't see your
So
best
at the
10
point
right
guards,
now.
we got Steve and we got Gary.
Can you scroll up so I can
And
see?
then put me in that conversation.
I
So
can't even
Trae Young,
see.
I'm gonna
I
go
can't even
C
see
tier
what
for
was
this
up
Trae
there.
Young. E tier for this Trae Young.
We'll see it at the end of the video,
Like, the
but I
other
couldn't
Trae
even
Young
see it.
can at least play defense. The glitch one. The glitch one's gonna be higher, but like Trae Young can be effective. I've played against good players.
Yeah, it can be.
Run
You're right.
through Trae Young, and I've had more success with Trae Young than they have with Steph Curry. So
That's true. I'm just
it's a
still
bit
don't
of
like
weird.
Trey.
Like I personally hate the card. But it's like there are people that like him. I don't know who these people are, I don't know how they managed to find a way to be good with him.
Like,
I mean,
I've gotten
they've been good
cooked
with
by
him,
Trae Young
they've
before.
been good with him against
So.
me. Steve Nash.
He's not bad.
E.
Steve Nash, if you badge him up, is not that bad.
I'm just gonna put even some of these lower tier guys in now because
You're almost done with the list, DBG. What do you mean?
some fairly weak cards to go. Like Tyler Hero, I'm not quite sure he should even be on this list. To be honest, not awful though.
Not for
Like,
the best
Hero's
cards in
gonna
the
go-
game, though. F.
I mean, if I put Herder, whatever tier I put Herder in, Hero's a tier behind. Hero's a smaller Herder.
I guess. Brandon Ingram at
Zion.
F tier does not make sense. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
E.
Zion
sucks.
stinks.
Big Z. D tier. Just
What in the D tier for Zerjudas Ilgauskas? That is terrible. That is literally terrible.
like, I'm sorry, I get it.
You have
like,
him
he
at the
is
same tier as Chris
slow.
Bosh.
He is
Oh
gonna
my
reach level,
gosh,
but
you have
Giants
him
are
at the
always
same
effective.
tier as Chris Bosh and Dennis Rodman.
like this year is the year of the Giants.
gosh.
The Giants haven't been as effective haven't been this effective since like 2K20 week 1.
Gosh, you have Z, big
Or
Z.
actually, I was about to say, I was like,
DT.
last year really was the year of the Giant when on next gen when tall players just.
Even on current gen with the burst with
glide around the
Taco.
floor.
I mean,
Last year was the year of the Giant, but like Giants are pretty damn good this year as well in the year
I
of
will
Paint Man.
fry that big Z like a piece of bacon
So,
on Sunday morning.
Yeah, let's
I
move
see
on
Big
to
Z
the
at
next player.
D tier, which
And
is
the next
just
player is
blasphemy.
Toby Harris. Tobias Harris is gonna go B tier.
Tobias Harris
Maybe
is
no,
solid.
he's gonna go C tier. Tobias
He's
Harris
solid,
is just
though.
he's just not a red solid player. Honestly, these B and C tiers kind of merge together.
Sadiq Bey at B tier does not make
Tyrese
sense.
Maxey is gonna go. He's like slightly worse Isaiah Thomas, so I'm gonna put Tyrese Maxey in B tier. I know
You're
a lot of people
gassing
be like, how
Tyrese
do you put him
Maxey.
or actually, to be fair though, I've got Jordan Poole in there. There's no question. There's no doubt in my mind Tyrese Maxey belongs in this tier.
Jordan Poole is better though.
A player that I had until when did I sell him? I sold him when
You sold him when the price. I'm just
2K
joking
accidentally
around.
put the moments packs,
Just
moments
joking
super
around.
packs on the
But
market, and I thought 2K were going to bring out super packs for him.
nobody's really buying
But
those
like
moments super packs
Maxey
anyways.
is
Let's be real.
surprisingly brilliant. Like not only like is he just like decent, he is surprisingly.
He's okay. He's
brilliant
okay.
player.
Tyrese Maxey's okay. Let's not
Like
gas him.
everything about Tyrese Maxey is good in game. His movement is good.
B tier might be right,
You
but
guys
let's
saw
not gas him.
how much success.
Wait! Spencer Dinwiddie didn't make the list!
But I had with him in the Road to Gary Payton series.
You're going to see
So
me
we
pout
obviously
right
have
now.
to sell him
I'm
because
pouting. I'm pouting.
we
I'm
have
pouting
to make
because you're
Quite
going to
a
make this
decent amount of
list
MT on him.
and decide not to put a
Well,
top
see, we didn't make
15
any
point
MT on
guard
him. We were able
on
to
this
sell him
list.
before he kind of dropped. Like he's going to drop eventually a price, and we were able
You put Ruby Tyler here on
to
this
sell him
list,
before that happened.
and I don't see Spencer Dinwiddie.
So
That is
now-
crazy. Literally crazy to me how I see Andre Miller on this list, but
we
no
have got
Spencer
Vince
Dinwiddie.
Carter.
That is crazy.
B
Vince Carter is my best 10.
B tier for Vince Carter.
My best
Pretty
10.
solid.
He's my best 10. You guys can hate me.
we got
He's my
Walt.
best 10.
Wherever Jason Kidd is,
No, I'm just mad. I'm just mad right now.
and put Walt.
I'm just mad right now.
Is Jason Kidd in C or D tier? He's D. So Walt is genuinely wherever Jason Kidd is.
No, I'm just mad because I don't see a Spencer Dinwiddie here. I see
So
Kevin Garnett in
Next
A
we got Wilt.
tier. Sadiq Bey over
I'll put Wilt in
Roko.
B tier. Paint matching Wilt is pretty tough.
Throw
but
everything out the
I'm not a
window. I
fan.
mean, good night,
Jack
man.
Levine,
Throw everything out the window, man.
B tier, but if you can find a way to hide him, he's A tier.
I don't like Zach Levine. A lot of people are
No,
running
I'll
him.
put
though.
Levine in A tier.
A lot of people are
like
running
Levine.
Zach Levine.
And yeah, that's pretty much it, lads.
Mikan over KG is crazy.
That is the video.
It's literally
This has been a
crazy.
long one, lads. An hour and 3 minutes of talking, or 4 minutes of talking consecutively. This is my tier list. I have definitely, there are too many cards in this list that there are not, like, I have not put a card somewhere that I believe is, or that I've put a card somewhere and there's a better card in a lower tier.
Richard Hamilton at C tier
Guarantee
is
it.
blasphemy.
That's happening to some
I don't
players,
know,
but,
man.
Hopefully.
I don't know.
So my best 10 anyway. Steve Francis, Gary Payton as my point guards. That's a very, very close one there. We
cool,
got
but it's
Kobe and we got him as the two guards. Power forward or small forwards, we have got Paul George and Kevin Durant. Power forward, you know what? Screw it. Paul George down, Batum up.
That's gonna wrap it up. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and have a blessed day. That is terrible.